Hello, I'm Trent Davies. I'm a Senior Business Development Manager for Austrade and I manage our Education and Services team. I want to note two key areas of opportunity for Australian education providers in Vietnam. The first, transnational education, so the delivery of Australian education here in Vietnam, and the second, international student recruitment. Vietnam's education system hasn't kept up with the rapid economic growth of the past decade, and it is ill-equipped both in size and capability to meet Vietnam's needs. Further, the Vietnamese government has set ambitious targets for economic growth and is seeking to sustain competitiveness against other emerging markets. So the development of a highly skilled and productive workforce is a key priority. As such, Vietnam is implementing broad reforms in the education system. And this creates an opportunity for Australia to strengthen ties and leverage our existing strong relationship to help build capacity by delivering Australian education services here. For instance, despite significant achievements in recent years, the tertiary sector in Vietnam still lacks the quality and the quantity of providers to meet student demand and industry needs. Internationalisation of universities is one such reform which will create a number of opportunities for enhanced partnerships between Australia and Vietnam, such as curriculum development and research collaboration. Likewise, the Vietnamese government is also focused on vocational education and training to sustain competitiveness, address development goals and meet labour market demand. Australia's experience complements Vietnam's huge demand for skills. Opportunities lie in helping to reform the Vietnamese vet system, for instance, teacher training and leadership, upskilling existing workers in key occupations and delivering professional development courses in country. Culturally, Vietnamese perceptions of vet is as a less desirable alternative to higher education. This makes it difficult to attract students. Vietnam's vet sector needs to address the gap between the training and skills delivered and what is needed by industry. This failure to meet industry needs impacts negatively on the career outcomes of vet graduates who face challenges securing a job. This presents opportunity for Australian education and training providers to work directly with companies in Vietnam to address the skills shortages at a corporate and industrial level. Raised awareness of the quality, diversity and graduate outcomes of Australian vet will increase the number of Vietnamese enrolments in vet courses in Australia. This brings me to international student recruitment. In 2014, Vietnam became the third largest source of international students for Australia. 2015 has seen it remain in third place, but growth has slowed. Data sources and market indicators suggest the growth is plateauing. Despite this, the issues we've discussed with the education system, a huge population and a growing middle class will continue to drive demand for international education from Vietnam. Australia remains the leading destination for Vietnamese students, but this position is not immune to the strong and competitive environment from established and emerging education markets. In particular, education agents are telling us there's an increased focus on Vietnam by the USA. Working in Vietnam is not without its challenges, especially in terms of transnational education. Education exporters need to be aware of issues such as delivery models, foreign ownership laws, opaque and complicated legal frameworks and IP protection. The key themes of our efforts throughout the year will be the quality and the consistency of Australian education, the innovation and creativity of our institutions, and to work strategically with stakeholders such as education agents and alumni. Additionally, a key focus will be diversification. Diversification of Australian education that is offered here in Vietnam, and diversification of the fields and levels of study that international students from Vietnam undertake in Australia. The key driver for Vietnamese students when choosing to study overseas is to enhance their career opportunities through a better quality education but also exposure to another culture and language. We recommend that when promoting and market, remember to focus on future outcomes for students. For instance, use successful alumni and industry linkages. They're an underutilised yet powerful tool for promoting career outcomes.